Morning everybody, welcome back to another CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison. Today we're just going to be looking at the markets in general, kind of overall, looking at some of the news stories that's just out today as well. And we're looking at kind of the Bitcoin ETF again. We've been speaking about this for a couple of months, but it really could be a game changer for Bitcoin and why I'm thinking about going to Bitcoin, trading some alts for Bitcoin and just holding Bitcoin as well. So I'm looking to do that, and it's the first time I've really thought about it in a long time. I love the alts, but I just think that kind of getting into Bitcoin and trading some of the alts into Bitcoin is a kind of good decision. I've not really got a lot of Bitcoin in my portfolio. It's all mostly alts, if I'm being really honest. So I'm going to be looking at that. I'll just see if we're live or not, see if there's anybody in the house. Alright, it's coming up now. It didn't look as if there was a lot of people in the house there, but it is now. Okay, 1 second, I'll just change over. Okay, who do we have in? Marcus Jafari is in the house. Happy Friday to you. Chris Noble's in the house. Scottish Bulls, welcome back. Paddington Bear's back with us. Good to see you. Tony P is in the house. Stephen Huggins, Liam Hunt, Vin is with us as well. Scottish Bull, as I said, Martin and Sonia, Mac Paulin, Davey Stew, one of our brilliant admins, is in the house as well. Thank you very much for the t-shirt yesterday, Davey. Meng Lai is in, JC Stander, Mixter Oz, Gethin Davis, Honest Crypto Journey is in, George Charles, Mac Paulin is in, Stephen King, Eugene Cunningham, Peter Harding, John Warburton is in the house just now. I'll just see kind of the chat's updated more on this. John Warburton, Omar is in, Eugene Cunningham. Okay, so we'll just look at the chat. So if you like these videos, crush the likes, everybody, crush those likes and subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and hit the notifications bell as well. And as I said, we're going to be looking at the markets overall, and just if you've got any questions for me, just let me know in the comments and I'll see if I can get to them as well. I was having difficulty getting on this morning. I didn't think we were going to get on, but we're here and hopefully we'll stay up and running. There hasn't been any issues so far, so that's good. Okay, 1 second. We'll just go to the markets overall. Okay, what we've got market capitalization of 249 billion, gone up slightly. Bitcoin dominance is down to 43%, and Bitcoin itself is back up to 6260, which is up 0.42% on yesterday. Ethereum's up as well, so there's a lot of in the green, but just touching green. It's not as if they're big rises. So we'll see who the big risers are. Bitcoin Gold, recommended that the other day for a rise, and it's gone up to $28, 11% it's up. Mithril is up. Theta token Ontology, it's been due a rise for a long time. Ontology. Bitcoin Diamond, we can't check on that price because that's the wrong price on CoinMarketCap. Dash is up. Bitcoin, Populous, IOST, EOS, Elastos, Steam, Basic, Attention Token. So there's a lot in the green today. So it's about maybe 50-50 we're saying. No, 70-30. So 30 down, 70 up roughly. But not down by that much. It's in single digits. So very small. But again, very small for the greens as well. So we'll just have a look at Bitcoin, where it is just now. So that's 6244. And is it looking good? It's looking good on the hourly chart, on the 6 hourly chart. Not so hot. Not looking as good on the 6 hourly chart. And this is just short-term TA we're doing. As I say, I don't like long-term TA, but we're looking at short-term TA here, and it's not looking good on the 6 hourly. Obviously the daily, it's not looking good as well. So we'll see. We'll need to wait and see what happens. Usually at the weekend, although that's been changing over the last couple of months, the weekend was usually a period where trading was low, and the kind of alts market and the kind of crypto market as a whole kind of went down. But that's not been happening over the last couple of months. So there's a lot of people trading at the weekend as well. So we'll see what happens with Bitcoin. I still believe it's not going to go below much, below 5,800, much below 6,000, and I think the lowest it's going to go is 5,800. I could be totally wrong, so you need to do your own research and put your big girl pants on, big boy pants on, and research that for yourself. That's just my opinion. But because of that opinion that I've got, and I do think there's going to be a rise quite soon. There's more and more positive news coming out, although that's been coming out for a while. I just think we're ready. It's getting poised to make a jump for Bitcoin. I just think it's just getting ready to make a sharp rise up. And for that reason, I'm going to start looking at all the altcoins I have. I'm going to have to take some losses and turn it into Bitcoin and just keep the Bitcoin. I think this is going to be the start of something big. When it does start, I'm not saying it's starting right now, but when it does start, I think it's going to be the start of a big rise. And I'd rather be in Bitcoin than some of the altcoins. Now, I'm not saying all of the altcoins, obviously. I'm still going to hold on to my BABB. I've got that for long term. And I might actually put some of them into Bitcoin. We'll need to wait and see what happens with that. But what I was going to do is wait until the rise started happening with Bitcoin, and then start trading into kind of Bitcoin after the rise starts happening. Because what we're going to see is when Bitcoin does start to rise and we get over $7,000, we'll see the alts going back up as well. So it might be 7,000, 8,000. So I might look at starting to sell then once the alts start going back up. So I'm thinking about it just now. I didn't do it the last time. When it was a big Bitcoin run, I should have done it the last time, so I'm learning from what happened the last time. I should have turned everything into kind of Bitcoin when the last run went up. But we started to see a big kind of rise when it went up to about 9,000, 10,000, 11,000. That's when the alts started dipping, and kind of Bitcoin was getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And I should have turned everything into kind of Bitcoin then at around about 9,000, 10,000. So that's what I'm planning to do. Not everything, but I'm planning to turn a lot of the alts that I've got, and I'm looking at all the altcoins that I've got, because we have to remember there's some of the altcoins that we hold. They're brilliant for trading just now, but some of the altcoins that we hold, they're not going to be here this time next year or this time 2 years' time. So I'm really going to start to look at them and see what ones to start turning into Bitcoin. But once the price starts rising, not at the moment. Let me just go to a few comments. Scottish Bill, do you like Amazing Go? Straight in there with a question. I know, mate, apologies. Vitalik on board, Plasma, banking the unbanked. Where have we heard that one before? Yep, and BABB. Yeah, I do like Amazing Go. It's not been that great recently with the price action, but it's starting to, I noticed this morning it was starting to kind of go back up. We'll just look at the Bitcoin price. Yeah, I noticed this morning it was starting to go back up from a low, a recent low, and it's not been this low since kind of December 2017. So I do like it. I do like Amazing Go. I don't hold any, but for a rise, is it going to be a long-term coin? It could be a long-term coin as well. Mac Paul and BNB not good yesterday. I have to go for Key again. BNB I thought was going to take a run up. I really did think that was going to take a run up, and it continued its decline. So we'll just look at BNB dollar price. 12.38. It didn't go that low yesterday. That's on the daily. We'll just look on the hourly chart. You can see it started to take a climb. Yesterday, was that yesterday? That wasn't yesterday. It was yeah, that was yesterday. It started to climb, then it kind of declined again down to about $11.81. So if you bought kind of yesterday at 12.50, put a stop loss in, it should have still been in the game for here, and it's starting to rise again. I just think BNB is a definite long-term hold. It's making money. I keep saying that. A lot of these exchange coins are doing really well. KuCoin shares we're seeing rising on that referral bonus update as well, and I think they're going to be a strong contender as well. BNB is a good one to hold long term. So we're just going to have a look at KuCoin. Just going to look at the capitalization. The market cap just now is almost 297 million compared to BNB, which is about 1.7, around about 1.7 billion, 1.4 billion it is just now. And it has been as high as 2.4 billion. It has been as high as that. But I reckon BNB is going to be a great one. I reckon the next contender would be KuCoin. And it's quite similar to BNB, what they're doing, how they operate, referrals and kind of voting and stuff like that as well. How high has that been? It's been at 1.8 billion before at $20. So what would be, I would start, and I actually thought about this as well. I thought, okay, what would we do, what shares, what kind of coins are going to outrun Bitcoin once it does start its run up? So it's at, say, 6,000 just now. We reckon it's going to go to maybe 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, which is a 200% return. What coins are going to give you that return on your investment? What's going to outrun BTC? And I think the exchange coins could outrun BTC because they're making money. It's their actual companies making money. I know we see a lot of these hacks and stuff like that as well. And obviously, the more we go on, the tech is going to get more advanced, and we're going to see these hacks getting less and less. We're going to hear less and less stories of the hacks, and the decentralization of Binance as well, I think could do really well for them as well with regards to these hacks. So I think KuCoin shares, yeah, Binance, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, so I did think about, instead of going to Bitcoin, that I should go to kind of Binance. So I do think Binance could get up to 100 million, which is 6 times where it is just now. Could Bitcoin get up to 36,000? Yeah, that could get up to 36,000 as well. So it's a kind of tough decision that I'm kind of thinking about just now. What to turn these coins into? Should I keep them as Tether? Should I keep them as kind of Bitcoin? Or should I put them into kind of one coin? Neo, for example, I think would be a really good one as well, to turn it into, and just kind of put everything into that. Not everything, but a lot of the altcoins that I've got just now, because they're not going anywhere, they're not doing anything, they've not kind of shown any signs of promise, but it would mean taking a huge kind of hit on a lot of the coins as well. So it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I'm going to have to kind of decide over the next couple of weeks what I'm going to be doing, and I might slowly start to kind of put them into Bitcoin first, and then decide if I'm going to turn it into BNB, Neo, or something like that as well. Scottish Bull, sticking with you, mate, through the good times and the bad, unlike some of the snowflakes. Thank you very much, Scottish Bull. I really appreciate that. Azami, Hong Kong, key going up. Excellent. James, Oklahoma is here. Welcome to you, one of our brilliant admins as well. So is key going back up? I know it's key this morning, so I put out calls this morning in the premium group. And key, there we go. It's just started to kind of break out. 239. What was it before? 230. So it's starting to break out. What's it looking on the 2 hour? Yeah, it's starting to break out. Key. Might not be a big breakout. Maybe a false breakout. We need to wait and see. But it's up 4%. So that's good. For any key holders out there. Harold H. Good morning, Stephen. CYT crew. Good morning to you, Harold. Char Dan is in the house. Welcome back, Char. And C, are you confident with the Lightning Network long term? I'm confident. We'll need to wait and see. We need to wait and see with the Lightning Network. But I think there's going to be more and more tech that comes out, more and more advances that come out, that's really going to make Bitcoin a real cryptocurrency whereby people are actually using it for currency as well, not just holding it as a store of value. But the beauty of Bitcoin, people can hold it as a store of value, like gold, for example, and they can also use it, they can also spend it as well. But I wouldn't be spending any Bitcoin at the moment. If I was going to buy kind of a house or something, for example, I wouldn't be kind of buying a house with Bitcoin just now, because I do think it's going to go up big time from here. When that starts, I don't know. Black Label 46 is in the house. Paddington Bear, what does the size of the candles mean? Sometimes the green candles are the same length of the red next to one. So it just depends on the strength. So the candles, if you look at them just now, So that's the strength of the rise. That's really what it is. So green candle there, that's a big kind of candle. We can see a candle here as well. We'll just kind of enlarge this. So you can see it. This is a big candle. That's the strength of the rise and the volume into it as well. And we can see this is a kind of low. It's not as big a size on the kind of main body of the candle. And you have to look at the wicks as well when you're looking at candles. So this is just the strength of the rise, the price action on it. So when we start to see, we'll just go back. When we start to see, I'm just going to find an example for you. That's not a good example on key. We'll look at ADA for example, see if there's anyone there. There's not really good ones there either to give you a detail. So what I was going to say, the size of the candles can indicate a turnaround as well. So if you've got candles that are going up and you see them going up, this is quite a sharp rise, for example, for Cardano on ADA. Quite a sharp rise, but there's no indication there's going to be a sharp downturn. That's probably the Bitcoin price went down around about then, or something like that. There's no indication, but usually there's an indication when the candles get smaller, when the candle bodies get smaller and smaller, that we can have a kind of an about turn of the price action. And this is it's not a very good example. So you can see big red candle here, smaller red candle, smaller red candle, smaller red candle. Usually indicates an about turn on the price. It's probably better than the daily chart, to be honest, to give you an example of that. That's not going to give me a good example there. That's because it's been declining for that long. So what's been going up, A and B, we'll just try that. It's not a really good example as well. You can see large green candles here, all the way up. Then we see kind of a really small candle there, a small candle there. Could indicate that the price is about to turn and go down, and it did just that as well. So that's the size of the candle is just about the price action, how high it's going and how fast it's moving as well. And it can indicate the volume. Well, it doesn't really indicate the volume, but it could be an indication that the volume is picking up and a lot of people are buying. So that's really what the candles, size of the candles mean, or the body of the candles. My pawn, yep, yesterday same time. What was that for? Gethin Davis, with more and more fiat pairings coming now, do you feel that Bitcoin will use its number one use case and therefore relevance as people prefer to trade straight to USD? I don't think a lot of people are trading straight to USD. I don't think a lot of people are doing that just now. So I think Bitcoin will start to be used as a store of value. It's brilliant. Bitcoin as a store of value, it's fantastic. People are using it to kind of use it as a store of value, like gold, as I said. But people are not using it for its straight kind of use case, and which is obviously to spend, to buy things with. Obviously there are some people doing it, but not a lot of people doing it. And I think once the price gets higher and stabilizes, I think that's when people are going to start doing it. At the moment, it wouldn't be wise to spend your Bitcoin on big purchases like a BMW. You've seen the other day, kind of reported in news, a guy that was selling BMWs for Bitcoin. That can only be good for him in the long term. So he gets, I don't know, 10 Bitcoin, for example, for a BMW. But that 10 Bitcoin that he's got could then be worth, I don't know, instead of $60,000, it'd be worth $180,000. So that guy has bought a car for $180,000. And this is the way people think. This is the way I think as well with regards to Bitcoin. So I wouldn't make any big purchases with Bitcoin unless I had a shitload of Bitcoin, whereby I wouldn't really care. But I wouldn't make any big purchases because we think and we kind of know that the price is going to go up, or we're fairly certain it's going to go up. Or most of us are. A lot of people aren't as well. But this is why people are not using it, because you could buy a coffee that's $3 today, but you really bought the coffee for $20 or something, if that makes sense. So I do think the fiat pairings, more and more people, once they get to know it and become confident with the exchanges, more people will go to USDT as well. And people are not convinced about Tether as well. Obviously, you've got the actual fiat pairings, the proper fiat pairings, not USDT. So I don't know. I think more and more people, once they get more savvy in the exchanges and crypto trading as well, I think more and more people will go to fiat pairings as well. Gethin Davis, I agree. BNB and KCS, excellent holds. Yeah, I think buy box as well to a certain degree. When we're just talking about exchanges, buy box token. See, that's only 72 kind of million. The buy box token just now, and it has been as high. Oh, it doesn't say there, but it has been as high as $3, just 5 times the price here. But I think the strongest of those three would be BNB, and well, the strongest would be KuCoin because it's not kind of shot up in price yet, and it has been high. So I do think that would be a really good kind of buy. BCH will outrun BTC, no doubt. I'm not sure. What's it doing just now? Just look at the dollar value. Obviously, it's way low just now. It's $732 on the daily. What's it been as high as? $3,664. So I don't know if these Bitcoin ETFs come in. I think that is definitely not going to be the case. But with regards to use, it could, yeah. Pieter House, Key already lost momentum for now, coming back down. I just need to have a wee look at Key again. 242. It's gone back up. It was up at 247, down to 243, 242. So when we looked at it a couple of minutes ago, it was at 238 or something. So it's kind of going up and down just now. So it wants to break out just now. It definitely wants to break out. We'll just look at the 30-minute chart actually, just to see. That's the 30-minute chart. So yeah, it definitely wants to kind of break higher. And you're looking for a target of 255 to break that for a recent kind of resistance. So if it breaks 255, then it could be another buy for Key. ADA will have to gain 700% just to reach all-time high. Could be huge if BTC exceeds 20k. Yeah, ADA's really low just now, and I expected it to break out, to be honest, well before now, but it just hasn't done it. It just really hasn't done anything. This is 30-minute. I should go to daily. So where is it at for this old time? 7542, 2144. 3 times, 300%. Yeah, as well, 300, 400% needs to go up kind of 4 times for its all-time high. The all-time high on the wick was 9,000. So about 4 or 5 times has to kind of go up. But I would have expected it would have went up before now. Because I think it's a good project, good team, good coin. But it's just not kind of done anything. It just keeps going down. You can see that trend line quite clearly on the daily. This keeps on going down and down and down. But I do expect that to turn around and start going back up. I just can't know when that's going to be. Oh, Ryan A is giving $5. Excellent. Thank you very much, Ryan. I really appreciate that, mate. I don't get to watch live very often over here in the States. Thanks for all you do, Steve. Thank you very much for that, buddy. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. That's really nice. David Schwartz, good day to you. Is a slight rise in BTC going to hold or fall again? Honestly, nobody can say. Anybody that says they can tell is they're just not telling the truth. We just can't tell just now what's going to happen. All we can do is look at the short-term charts just now. At the moment, the way it looks on the daily, no. If we look at the 6-hourly, nope. And that's on Bitstamp. We'll just look at BTC on Bitfinex. That's probably the better. Where are we? Bitfinex, it is. It's still the same price. I just like to look because there's more volume in Bitfinex with the dollar. And we'll look at the hourly. On the hourly, it looks good. So very short term. On the hourly, it looks good. And it seems to be breaking some kind We're trying to break some kind of very recent resistance at 6256. So if we can break that 6256, we could go higher, and the wicks are higher up at 6284 for Bitcoin. So that's very, very short term time frame. So at the moment, it wants to go higher in Bitcoin. So we can't say if it's going to go down or not. You can see this is kind of trading sideways. If we're kind of really looking at that, it's trading within a range. And this is a very short time frame, so you can't really go on this. But you can see here it's kind of trading in this range just now, in a very, very tight range. So if it breaks out of that range about 6255, we can expect to go higher. If it breaks down below, let's see, that's not even that big a range at all. That's why we shouldn't kind of be looking at that, the hourly chart. But if it breaks below 6233, obviously we're going lower as well. But it's up towards the upper range of that as well. So I think it looks as if it's going to go higher today, and just looking at the very short-term charts. But nobody can really tell, to be honest. But just looking at charts, it does look as if it's going to break higher. Scottish Bill next exchange will be good. Been waiting on that for ages. Next. It's one I didn't get into, and I was so close to getting into it, but I didn't actually get into it. Black Label 46, never put all your eggs in one basket, always diversify and minimise your losses, just a thought. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And that's why I'm saying that I'm going into kind of BTC, because I've got most of them in alts just now. Everything is kind of in alts just now. So that's why I'm going to start going into BTC and looking at the alts that I've got. Peter House, David Schwartz, there's no crystal ball in crypto, mate. Yeah, that's kind of what we were saying there. Mac Paulin, CDT and Fuel, next trade for a couple of days. Yeah, I've kind of called a few coins this morning, the top 10 ones, and there was 30. It took me about an hour and a half this morning to go through everything on Binance. So I went through the hourly charts, and there was about 38 on there. There were good ones, and I had to whittle it down, then looked at the 2-hour chart and the 6-hour chart, and that's how I got it down to the 10 calls. But obviously on the 6-hour chart, it's not quite as strong. Well, it's a longer term strong, but a short term is not quite as good, because you're not catching them at the very beginning. So we'll look at CDT. Yeah, it's definitely rising. That's on the hourly chart. And Fuel. Yeah, on the hourly chart as well. But I don't think that kind of passed the test for the 6-hour. Yeah, it didn't pass the test there. But I put on the original document of the 38. I don't know if I posted that yet, actually. Did I post that? Oh, I've not got Telegram open. I don't know if I posted the original PDF. Adfer Hagen is in the house. Did you read this too? Crypto exchange Binance is back in the world's first decentralized bank in Malta. Did I see that news? Don't know if I've seen that news. I've not checked any of the news yet. Well, no, I've checked the news, but I've not gone over it just now. Ah, the world's first decentralized bank in Malta. The hype surrounding the little island of Malta where the crypto space is concerned continues to take new turns, with the announcement of a token-based bank now on the horizon. One of the main stumbling blocks for the so-called blockchain island has been the difficulties encountered by blockchain and crypto companies to gain access to bank accounts. That, however, is about to change, it seems. Might be providing what terms progressive fintech solutions to the world of innovation. Ah, cool. Excellent. That looks good. I'm going to have to kind of dig into that deeper as well. So that's what a piece of news I didn't see. That was good. Thanks for sharing that. Really appreciate that. How's it going today? Key looks good, as if it's breaking out finally. It does look as if it's breaking out. We just looked at that. Drew's kicking it. Ryan, good morning to you. Imran Chowdhury. Check out the new video by SafeX CEO Dan Dabeck, who demonstrates why pretty much all crypto are doomed due to their S-curve adoption to emissions rate is totally wrong, and why SafeX is different. Yeah, I'm sure. Davey Stewie, Tone Bays was talking about Tether being a ticking bomb, and if it goes, it will be massive. Yeah, still, I think everybody's feeling like the same with Tether, that they just don't like going into Tether, or they're wary of going into Tether and they don't like being in Tether too long. I've not checked the Tone Bays one out yet, Dave, what he was saying about it. And I don't know what the alternative, apart from dollars going into actual fiat, going into dollars or going to true USD, that's not really been really tested yet. David Stew saying, nice one, Ryan, for the donation. Again, thanks for that, Ryan. I really appreciate that, mate. Peter Howes, look at the smaller time frames, 5 minutes, 50 minutes on key, making lower highs, hence I reckon it's losing momentum. So you're looking at the small one. Okay, we'll just look at that just now. Self key, okay. So where are we just now? 243. Okay, so we'll just look at 5 minutes. Still above the 15 EMA on that just now. It's got that one big green candle, then we had the big red candle, so it's up and down just now on the 15 minutes. Just look at it on the 15 minutes. It's looking okay on the 15 minutes as well. So on the 5 minutes, obviously on the 5 minute charts is quite choppy on the 5 minute charts. You can see one big green candle, red candle, green, red, 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 green, green, green. So it's very choppy on the 5 minute chart. What's a 30 minute chart like? 30 minutes, obviously, the higher up you go, the better it looks. 243. Yeah, so it just depends on what chart you're actually trading with. So a lot of people trade with the 5 minute chart and the 15 minute chart for scalping. So you're just looking to take a few satoshis of the kind of coins to scalp. So you can use the 5 minutes or the 15 minutes. I don't generally tend to use that myself. Generally tend to use the lowest one would be the hourly one. But for scalping, it could be quite good for you as well. Kenny Clark is in the house. Hello everyone. Davey Stew, one of the guys on Premium, talked about CYT-Coin Exchange, which pays mining fees back daily. It might be worth a look. Yeah, I kind of seen that, Dave. And I know you kind of looked at that as well, but I didn't look into it myself. JC Standard, good idea, Stephen. I was in alts last year when BTC broke out and should have changed over, but we'll leverage this time ×2 or ×3 on BitMEX. Yeah, so I've been looking at BitMEX as well. I've never actually traded on BitMEX, but I have been looking at BitMEX just to see. I just wouldn't like to trade on leverage. I don't know about trading on leverage. I know a lot of people kind of trade on leverage 10 times, 15 times, even up to 33 times what they put in. I don't know about doing that. But if you kind of got the cojones to do it, then it could be worth it once Bitcoin starts to break. It could very well be worth it. ZRX, good buy at the moment. Yeah, ZRX looks good. We've not even gone to any news. I think we'll just leave the news for today, I think. We'll look on Bittrex. Oh, it's come down. Oh, that's the hourly chart. It's come down. So it's had a run up already. So it did have a run up of around 15%. So that's just a correction on that little run up. But overall, it's looking okay overall. Daily we'll look at as well. Let's pull that back. Low of 5429. It's currently at 13058. High of 21. So yeah, it looks good. I still like 0x. Scottish Bull under $1. Yeah, as I said, it does look good. Honest Crypto Journal, looks like BABB should reach a crowdfunding target since they have to come to its valuation. Yeah, so we'll have a look at BABB just now. See what their CrowdCube campaign is doing. 71% now. So they have the valuation of the company. That's what, if you didn't see that yesterday, they have the valuation of the company from 100 million to 50 million. So instead of giving 1.5% away of the company, for this crowdfund. What they're doing is 2.96% of the company instead, so they've half the valuation for that as well. It seems to have worked for BABB, which is good. So they've just got over 1,067,800 there at 71%. So hopefully they will reach their target for that. And they're still obviously working hard in the background for the banking licenses. This is what this crowdfunding is all about, to get the money for the Bank of England and the Lithuania banking license. So really obviously wish them well. They're doing brilliant, kind of there in the background as well. IT Financial, oh, Philly W is in the house. Does that multi-bank news affect BABB? It just depends how quick things come out. But there obviously can be more than one bank on the blockchain. But we just wanted kind of BABB to be the very first one to have a full banking license. And it'll still be the first one with a banking license from the Bank of England. If they get that. IoT Financial, morning Steve, very late today, but it's good to be here. Excellent, good to see you here, buddy. Scottish Bull, they're screwed. Who's screwed? Mac Pollen, NES has to go up soon, in my opinion. Money sleeping there. NES, not looked at that. So that was one. Doesn't look like a good chart on the daily. On the hourly, yeah, it's kind of trading sideways just now. On the hourly, I do think that's a good one for the long term though. If we look at NAS dollar, have we got dollar value? No, we've not. Not got the dollar value for that, so just look at NAS, because I was trading in and out of NAS earlier on this year, and we were up to about $15 at one point. Yeah, $14 there, about, yeah. So it's way down on where it used to be and where it was. It was 500,000 market cap. It's now 147,000. So that could be good for longer term as well. MacPawn, can we scalp on Binance? What do you mean scalp on Binance? Let me know what you mean by that, MacPawn. You can still scalp on any exchange. Honest Crypto Journey, 5 minutes is great for scalping, but need a minimum of 15 minutes to try identify a developing trend. Yeah, that's what I think as well. That's why I just use the hourly chart. You could go right down to the 15-minute chart. So we'll see what one's rising just now. We'll see what's at the top just now, and kind of MFT. It's just had a breakout. MFT has literally just had a breakout. Well, over the last couple of hours, it's went up 16%. Just going to look at that in the 15-minute chart. So on the 15-minute chart, we'll just look at the hourly chart just now, because you've predicted that on the hourly chart. So here we'd go down to here at 232 for MFT. We'd seen a kind of big sharp rise there and thought, okay, it's not a breakout, it's only one candle there on the hourly chart. Then you see it coming back down, but then we see two green candles. So I'd have seen that green candle crossing over the 15 EMA, seen this green candle here at 249, and probably called it round about here. Obviously this is in the hourly chart, so that's back at midnight, so I didn't call that. So this is how I kind of look for the calls, and we see another green candle confirmation there as well. So that could have been a good call if we broke out, but you could do that with the other coins as well, but totally turns round the other way. So I know that's easy to look at kind of back in history. So it would have been called back then at 250. It's now up at 287 just now, did go up to 309. So it would have been a good 15-20% rise for that if we called it back then, but that'd have been at midnight, and I wasn't awake at midnight. So 7 o'clock is when I was doing the calls. 254. No, that's why I've not looked at that when I was doing the calls, because it hadn't quite gone up again. So what's another one? BQX. That's kind of risen sharply. Would we have called that there at 21,139? Could have called that there as well. This is what backtesting is all about. So BQX, if it goes above 22326, could break higher than that as well. Key, what's it doing just now? Still at 243. And didn't call that this morning, I don't think. POA, that's broken. That's one of the ones I did call, I think. POA, I think that passed the 2-hour test as well. It did. And the 6-hour test, I think it passed that as well. I've got it on the original list. I'll need to send that over. CDT as well. Yeah, so you can look at, yeah, so a trend, you need to look at a kind of trend, a reversal of a trend, when you're looking to, kind of for longer term as well. And longer term, I'm talking about day trading. For longer term, I'm talking 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, 6 hours, or even a couple of days. So it just depends. Sean Dubs, morning Stephen chat. Welcome Sean, good to have you here. Dirt Cheap ZRX, excellent, 80 cents. Paddington Bear, do not understand stable coins. I cannot see the advantage of the company that issues them. What is in it for them? For the stable coins, the actual company itself, to be honest, I've not looked into that. So I'm going to say I don't know. I'm going to be honest and say I don't really know the ins and outs of the actual stable coins themselves. I just know obviously they're meant to be stable at around about $1. Stone Stranger, oh hell, there's a KuCoin listing battle going on right now. Yeah, I've seen that. I think there's a couple of coins that we've kind of looked at to get listed on KuCoin. Adverhagen, Bags have a live Q&A on YouTube at 2 o'clock. Excellent, so I need to watch that at 2 o'clock. Any thoughts about NPXS? Yeah, I kind of put that in the original call list, but it didn't make the cut this morning. So on the 6 hourly, doesn't look brilliant on the 6 hourly, but if we go down, look at the 4 hourly, it's just looking as if it wants to come into the play. On 2 hourly, just coming into play, we can see that there. You can see a big green, well, not a big green candle, but comparative to what it's been at 53 Satoshi on the hourly. Obviously it looks better, but kind of very choppy with Pundex just now. So I'm hoping for a better rise and a more kind of stable rise, because it's kind of up and down, up and down, up and down, but it's going in the right direction just now. Same with Dent as well, I think. Dent is still way low. How's that doing just now? 64 Satoshi for Dent. These are the ones I'm stuck in just now. That's why I was looking at them. Damn, I sold MFT yesterday. Oh, sugar. What's it doing just now? Is it still on the up? It's still on the up. So this is what we're doing when we're day trading. We're looking for coins like this that could break out, take a quick 5, 10, 15%, then get out and just kind of trade in and out of it. And MFT has been good for trading in and out of. Kenny Clark, Transcodium under a penny, almost bought ICO at 37 cents. Wow, McAfee shelled this at the beginning. Project must be dead in the water. Don't know much about Transcodium. I think I bought it at the very beginning, then sold it. Arnie, yeah, good morning, mate. Holding till 10th of August. For BTC, yes. Harold H, what are your thoughts on the ETF? I got a little bit excited. EFT. Are you talking about the ETF or the EFT? I take it you're talking about the ETF. The ETF, I'm really excited about the ETF and what's the possibilities for Bitcoin. What I'm concerned about, once ETF comes into play, that a lot of the alts, a lot of people are going to start getting into Bitcoin again, and this is when the alts are going to go down. If there's a huge, very, very sharp rise, say from $6,000 up to $9,000, a lot of the alts are going to go way down, and a lot of the alts are going to kind of disappear. So I'm really excited about ETF, but on the other hand, because I'm in alts, that's what I'm thinking, okay, now is the time to look at my alts and start going into BTC. So that's what I'm thinking about doing just now. So I'll be looking at the alts over the next couple of weeks and seeing what happens with that, and hopefully it's a nice steady rise for Bitcoin, because that means there's not going to be a sharp decrease in the alt prices if it's a nice steady rise. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for just now. ETF, right, sorry, you were talking about ETF. So you're talking about ETFs, right? Or as a whole? Okay, so it was ETFs. Okay, I'm going to leave it there for just now. Hopefully you have a brilliant weekend, a brilliant trading weekend, a brilliant trading day as well. So until next time, namaste and take care. Bye now.